So, first and foremost, when I start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith and shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be primarily based on this precept, Proverbs 3 and 31, about envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. So, Adawan Ratazah, this is an edifying lesson. So, Proverbs 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. And the oppressor is Esau, the so-called white man. In Job 9 and 24, it says, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, then where and who is he? And these Edomites, these so-called white people, in particular, especially these so-called white men, they're the ones ruling. And given this whole Epstein Files situation that's, been coming to light these past couple of years, a lot of these higher up Edomite men are being exposed for having visited that island and having messed with those children. And there's a lot of celebrities that have also had also partaken in that. And this is what happens when you deal with Esau. You end up getting caught up in a bunch of things. So when the exposure happens, and, if those names on those files ever do get exposed, then you're going to see, more than likely everyone says Trump's name is on that list, Putin's name is on that list, Elon Musk's name is on that list. And to be perfectly honest, those type of people being on that list doesn't surprise anybody. But then you're going to have a lot of celebrities that people look up to name who's more than likely on that list as well. A lot of people have been speculating that Beyonce and Jay-Z are on that list. And there's a lot of Jake celebrities that are more than likely going to be on that list because they've attached themselves to Esau because they wanted to be famous. And in Esau's world, the only way you're going to be famous is you're going to have to do a lot of depraved stuff. And Esau, what Esau does is he ropes you into whatever he's doing, so that way when he gets exposed and he gets taken down, you go down right along with him. And now we see that Esau is getting exposed, but then all of those who are attached to him are going to get exposed as well. And that's why the scriptures say, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, because the ways of the oppressor, the ways of the wicked, the ways of Esau just lead to destruction. It serves as a reminder that the wicked may appear to succeed, but their efforts are temporary and destined for ruin, similar to how smoke dissipates. It says, because this right here, this definition is based off of, says the desire of the precept in Psalms 1:12 and 10, where it says the desire of the wicked shall perish. And these wicked people, in particular these Edomites, the so-called white people, their desire is to just, basically take over the world and just rule forever and just oppress everybody. But you see what happens when the wicked is ruling. Children are getting abused. People are homeless. There's drugs everywhere. There's violence everywhere. There's just chaos when the wicked are ruling. And so the desire of the wicked, that they're going to that they should rule forever, is going to perish. And like it says here, it says it serves as a reminder that the wicked may appear to succeed, but their efforts are temporary and destined for ruin. That's why in Job 14 and 5, it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Because everything that Esau is doing to try to stay in power is temporary. The Lord put Esau in rulership for a short period of time. And once that time runs out, these Edomites, they're going down. Everyone who's attached to them is going down as well. Like it says here, essentially this phrase right here, written in the scriptures, the desire of the wicked shall perish, says essentially this phrase highlights the inevitable downfall of evil and the fleeting nature of the selfish pursuits of the ungodly. And that's Esau, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, his woman, his wicked children, these heathens that are attached to Esau, and then 2/3 of our people that are attached to Esau. They're all gonna be destroyed. The Lord is gonna destroy all of them. He's gonna expose them for being wicked, and then he's gonna destroy them. That's why we're not supposed to envy these Edomites in particular, because these Edomites and all the wicked people who are attached to him ultimately are going to be destroyed. So it may seem like what they're doing, they have all this money, they have the cars, they're living all this fancy lifestyle, but then you find out all the wickedness that they had to do in order to get that. And if you have any type of a moral compass, you don't want any parts of that. You don't want any parts of the rape, the robbery, the murder, the atrocities, the child abuse, and all of the things that these people have partaken in. That's why you look at these celebrities and you may think that they're happy, but they're not. They're condemned in the mind because of all the wickedness that they have done and continue to do to stay in the position that they're in. A lot of these celebrities, they're cooked in the brain, like they're on all sorts of drugs and everything because they're trying to stay afloat, because them demons that are on them from all the wickedness that they've done is really getting to them, and they can't escape that. And like I said, Esau, he is the wicked. He has no moral compass, so he has no problem doing this wickedness. But there are people who have partaken in this wickedness and they got their reward for it. Basically they sold their soul and they got their reward, which was all the fame and the fortune. But now that Esau is going down and his precious little kingdom is going down, everything that's attached to him is going down, and all the people that are attached to him are going down. A lot of these celebrities, they're getting exposed left and right. They're getting canceled left and right. It's all falling apart. That's why we were never supposed to want to follow the ways of the wicked, because you follow the ways of the wicked and it always ends badly. You sold your soul, you got the fame and the fortune, but you got condemned in the mind. And there is no I mean, granted, the Heavenly Father, He can do whatever. If He wants to pull someone out of that and forgive them, then, He can do that. But for a lot of these people, there is no coming back. They are too far gone. And like I said, it may look on the surface like these celebrities are happy and they're, just having the time of their life and everything is great, but they are seriously condemned in the mind. They're gone. Like a lot of these celebrities are screwed up in the head. A lot of them got into, the industry when they were young, and the things that have been done to them and the things that they themselves have done, it screwed them up. And the thing is, for these child stars, their parents put them in that. So their parents, are just as guilty as the people who did these bad things to them. But who runs the music industry and the movie industry? It's Esau, the so-called white man, in particular, the so-called Jayish people. And there's nothing but pedophilia that goes on in those industries. These Edomites, they control the triple X industry as well. Like, this is who they are. They're not righteous people. They try to set themselves up as being righteous, and then you see all the things that they partake in, and you're like, that's a complete 180 from what a righteous person would be doing or partaking in. So when the scriptures say in Job 9 and 24 that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, all you have to do is take a look at what's happening right now. Epstein, Elon Musk, Trump, Putin, all of these quote unquote high level Edomites who are being exposed for doing a lot of horrendous, egregious, disgusting things. This is why you're not supposed to envy these people, because the only way that they got where they are is they had to do these vile things to get it. And it's going to result in them being destroyed. That's what happens when you follow the ways of the wicked. You do all these vile, disgusting things, then you get all condemned in the mind, and ultimately the Lord destroys you. That's going to be the end of these wicked people, is destruction. And for the righteous, is they're going to have salvation. That's the difference between the righteous and the wicked. The righteous will be saved, the wicked will be destroyed. And majority of these people are wicked. You can tell by the way that they talk, by their actions, that they're wicked. And the Lord, like it says in Psalm 7 and 11, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And we see what the Lord does to wicked people every day. Every day, wicked people get wounded and killed. The Lord is not messing around. The Lord has never been messing around when it comes to these wicked people. And the wicked, the primary wicked, the nation of people that were created to be the wicked, are these so-called self-proclaimed white people. And everyone that follows them, everyone that attaches themselves to these Edomites, ends up getting caught up in some horrible stuff. So we're not supposed to be jealous of these Edomites or of these wicked people who are attached to these Edomites, because, like I said, what's happening now with this whole Epstein list is the primary example of it. A primary example that the success, so to speak, of the wicked is only temporary, and they're destined for ruin. So with that, I'm gonna wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash, the water Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.